Law Live, and I'm Jackie Mendez. I'm your host for today's show. And on the screen, as you can see, there's a number, and that number is 888-88-LEGAL. Pretty simple, very easy. Give us a call because the consultation is free. We have offices in Miami, in Doral, in Colombia, and we can take care of your case, whether it's in New York and Florida. And today we're going to be talking to you about bankruptcy and financial issues, ladies and gentlemen. And I'd like to introduce Carolyn Reyes, ladies and gentlemen, and she is a Florida certified mediator, and she's a co-founder of the Happy Ending Mediation.
Thank you, Jackie. Hello to everyone. Thanks for having me.
And of course, we have our partner here at PraDa Law, the lovely Alexis Garcia.
Thank you, Jackie. Hello, everyone, and it's a pleasure to be here today.
And of course, our other partner here at PraDa Law, the lovely Jennifer Pratt.
Thank you, Jackie. It's a pleasure to be here as always. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday indeed. Let's get right into the conversation. 888-88-LEGAL. The show's live, so call us if you have any questions.
And today's show, we're going to be focusing on bankruptcy. We have Attorney Reyes here, who is a certified Florida mediator. She's actually supposed to be our guest for tomorrow's family law show, but we were just so excited to have her that we told her, why don't you come on and just, break the ice and just join us on Monday. And so she's here and she's gracing us with her presence, and we're going to try our best to bring her in to talk to us a little bit about mediations and just some of the differences between mediating the case in any type of case, particularly family cases. And of course, we also have the lovely, the stunning, all the adjectives in the world, Miss Alexis Garcia talking about bankruptcy. And it's Monday, and our big topic today is going to be focused around forbearances. Attorney Garcia and I spent a lot of time last week talking about the different forbearances and the different loan modifications that are going on right now in our office. And before we begin, obviously, every case is different. And I have to admit, I know I talked about it last week, I hadn't heard the word loan or phrase loan modifications in a long time. And I truly feel that we're going back, even to the point where, okay, we've talked about this on the show, absolutely. Attorney Garcia. Yeah. Like, what is going to happen? What are we going to do with these millions of mortgages, loans that are behind? And I'm wondering, are we going to have to, is the government going to have to do something like HEMP, like another government, enforced, or I don't know if that's the word, government, mandated or implemented program? Right. What are we seeing with regards to forbearances?
Right, well, it's interesting, actually, what we're seeing. It's very interesting because it's different to what we saw in the previous crisis where no one knew what was going on and you were just applying. Now, a lot of these individuals are getting letters, began to get letters as of April talking about these forbearances. Hey, you're in a forbearance, don't worry until July. Oh, July is here, things are still crazy, Oh, here's another forbearance till September, October, whatever it may be. So what Attorney Pratt was mentioning, I've been seeing in the office and we've been looking at, and they're very interesting, are different correspondence from different lenders addressing the forbearances and what to do moving forward. And what I want to point out, what I found so interesting, I ran to Attorney Pratt's office because I thought it was so interesting, was these banks have been saying, don't worry, we'll see you in July. Don't worry, we'll see you in October. Now we're getting these letters, and if you actually read the letters, it is not saying, okay, you can absolutely tack everything to the end of the loan, or in October, you just start paying October. There's several options that may or may not happen, one of which being loan modification. So you guys need to be very careful into what your bank has verbally told you and read that and to see if it corresponds to what they're sending you in writing.
Thank you so much, Attorney Garcia. Ladies and gentlemen, the number on the screen, 888-88-LEGAL.
And Attorney Reyes, I know you focused specifically just on family law mediations, but I'll tell you, just word of advice, I'm not here to dictate or run your business. I foresee a lot of foreclosures and mediations happening as a result of this crisis. You may want to consider civil mediations at some point as well, because that was actually one of the biggest bread and butter of a lot of mediators back in the foreclosure days. And so just talk to us about what mediation is. How, are you a judge? I know a lot of people come to our office and they think, because when I go to mediation, I'm going to tell the judge. And they think that you're the judge, that you're going to somehow, maybe through a secret passage, tell the judge what happened at mediation. That's not happening. You're not talking to the judge, and you're not a judge, correct?
Right. So my job is just to be there as a neutral third party, just trying to bring the parties in to try to reach an agreement. I'm not a judge, and I'm not acting as an attorney representing either side. So I'm just a facilitator of an agreement. So nobody has to prove anything to me, even though they want to show you documents to prove it, which I then take to the other side to show their position. But no, at the end of the day, it's a voluntary process. It is confidential. So whether they want to get up and say, I'm done with this, they can. So in court, you can't. So that's where mediation is so advantageous.
So you're basically the middle woman.
Right. I'm the messenger. I go back and forth with the messages, and I basically like clean it up and relay the message in a way that, you know, people feel like, okay, that's not too bad. That's
Factual,
not too bad.
no emotion behind
Right,
it,
exactly,
no anger.
exactly. They'll be saying on the other side, oh my God, they're so mean, I hate them. Then I'll go, she's really sad, and she's really concerned. She just wants this over with, so she's happy. And then that's when you get a meeting of the minds. And at the end of the day, what you want is a resolution.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Attorney Reyes. Once again, that number on the screen, 888-88-LEGAL. The show is live. Give us a call if you have any questions.
Now, I don't know much about family law mediations at all, and the realm I deal with, the only time I deal with mediation, it's for mortgages and being behind on payments. With the financial issues going on, do you mediate any finances in these mediations? And you speak about, like, if there is a mortgage that's behind, or what do you do with properties and things like that when they're being, divided?
Well, it just depends on, like such an attorney answer. It really depends. Every case is different. So sometimes people are going into mediation and they haven't paid their mortgage. So that's something that we negotiate. Okay, for the next 6 months, the father or the husband will pay the mortgage, and then to let the wife get on her feet, or vice versa. So everything's negotiable in mediation. So yeah, definitely.
Thank you so much, ladies. Once again, that number on the screen is 888-88-LEGAL. Give us a call. Once again, there's offices in Miami, in Doral, in Colombia, and we can take care of your case.
And we're going to be coming up on our first break, believe it or not. And when you're having fun, time flies. But when we get back after the break, I want to continue talking to Attorney Garcia regarding what we're seeing in the office, not just regarding bankruptcy, but also these foreclosures that are coming up. A lot of people think they're not happening. They're happening. Evictions, loan modifications, and what we are doing to help people every single day, and how you, no matter what kind of case, yes, she's a family mediator, but no matter what kind of case you have, how you may also be able to benefit from an excellent mediator like Ms. Reyes. We'll be right back. The number's on the screen. Remember, first consultation is free. Offices in Doral, Miami, and of course, Medellin, Colombia. So stay tuned with us. We'll be right back right after the break.
I know you're home right now asking yourself, how? How will I pay my rent, my mortgage, my bills, my credit card debt? I'm attorney Alexis Garcia with PraDa Law. I've personally helped people with financial problems over the last 10 years. I understand what you are going through. We saw people lose it all in the 2008 financial crisis. You don't have to lose it all. The consultation is free. Call us now. I will help protect what you have built. You have nothing to lose by calling us. Call us now. These are trying times. This deadly virus is affecting our health, economy, jobs, our small business owners. Bankruptcy protection may be able to save assets and immediately stop your creditors from harassing you. Small business owners, employees of business of any size, we know you need help. Call us now. We will help you get back on your feet. Don't wait until it's too late. This is the time to call.
Sé que estás en la casa ahora mismo preguntándote, ¿cómo voy a pagar la hipoteca, la renta, los biles, las tarjetas de crédito? Soy la abogada Jennifer Pratt con PraDa Law. Yo personalmente he ayudado a las personas con problemas financieros durante los últimos 10 años. Yo entiendo por lo que estás pasando. Vimos cómo la gente lo perdió todo durante la crisis financiera del 2008. No tienes que perderlo todo. Llama ahora. La consulta es gratis. Te ayudaremos a proteger todo lo que has construido durante todos estos años. Sabemos que estos son tiempos difíciles. Este virus mortal está amenazando nuestra salud, nuestra economía, nuestros empleos y a los propietarios de nuestras pequeñas empresas. La consulta es gratis. Llame ahora. Te ayudaremos a recuperarte. No esperes hasta que sea demasiado tarde. Llame ya.
And welcome back to PraDa Law Live. Once again, I'm Jackie Mendez, your host for today's show. We have our special guest, Carolyn Reyes, today joining us. She is a Florida certified mediator. We're going to get back into the conversation. And the number on the screen, though, I want to remind you is 888-88-LEGAL. Super simple, very easy. The first consultation is free. Ain't that right, Jennifer?
That's right. Totally free. We're here to talk to you. We speak English, Spanish, I mean, whatever language, Russian, if that's what you prefer, I'll figure it out. You know, you just come on by and, you know, we'll try to help you. You know, I saw this app that says you just say whatever and then it translates to whatever language, whatever it is, we'll figure it out. We're here for you. So with that being said, before the break, we were speaking about forbearances, and these forbearances became very popular, unfortunately, as a result of COVID, and it's where a lot of homeowners, in fact, the figures, we've said them here, it's, I mean, well over.
It's like 4.2, 4.3 million forbearances are in place right now because of COVID.
And what is a forbearance, Attorney Garcia? What is that? What is a forbearance?
A forbearance is when the bank, you have a kind of an informal agreement where because of the financial hardship, you are not going to pay. There's nothing really in writing. The bank says a lot to you on the phone, but they send you a vague letter that says we've agreed to forbear or suspend your payments through X date. On this date, please get back to us and we'll reassess your financials, okay? And then they do put all this language stating, oh, you know, this isn't a full loss mitigation. We haven't reviewed your financials entirely. This is just a delay. They're covering their tracks because you know what's gonna happen? At some point, they're gonna say, yeah, you know, we didn't look at your documents. You don't qualify for a forbearance. Or they're just, yeah, exactly. They're just really covering their traps to leave a lot of doors open. What I've seen and what I'm using for a current case we can speak about is the client brought me the forbearance letters he received from his mortgage companies, and it basically did say, yeah, that we're further delaying or forbearing your loan. However, when it said, what are the next steps, was where I found it the most interesting. So it says, okay, you can repay everything. Sure, a lot of people can repay 6 months of their mortgages in one shot when they still don't have work. The other option is you can try an informal forbearance. What is that exactly? Well, that is you have to start paying, but then you negotiate with the bank at their mercy how to repay what you're behind over time. So the bank has to accept additional payments. So you're not only having trouble making your minimum payment, now you have to make the minimum payment and some in whatever period the bank sees fit, which is not detailed there. Or you just have to apply for loss mitigation, loan modification altogether. So you need to be careful with your banks. And at least that bank was writing specifics. You get other banks that it's just general, like we're forbearing it, we'll talk to you later.
Thank you for that explanation, Attorney Garcia. 888-88-LEGAL. Give us a call. The consultation will be free.
Every case is different, but one of the things we're also seeing in the last couple of weeks is that we're seeing that different lenders, like Attorney Garcia said, are promising different things, whether it be verbally or in writing. But we're also seeing that some folks with like certain kinds of loans are getting certain kinds of different outcomes, positive outcomes. And again, I stress every case is different. But this week, last week, I should say, we spoke up with a person who got a loan modification, a trial loan modification. I mean, having said that,
the chart and everything.
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I hadn't seen one of those in years. But it was specifically, they have a VA loan, which is a veteran's loan. So it seems as if for all you folks that may have a VA loan, a FHA loan.
I don't know if they would be grouped together, but they're government.
So
VA would have something different than FHA most likely, but you could have something similar because it's government backed.
So I mean, I would encourage everyone that's in a forbearance, that has been in a forbearance, to take a look now and see, because a lot of these banks are now asking that they start getting paid, you know, their mortgage, as they've realized it's been months and months and months. And so if you have one of these special government type loans, especially, we're talking to you today as well, give us a call. The consultation is free. We think that this is the moment. This, again, every case is different, but this particular client, as a result of the modification, if it becomes permanent, and usually that means this individual has to make their 3 payments in order for it to become a permanent modification, they were actually able, they're promising, the bank is promising, in writing, this bank in particular, to lower their interest rate, because interest rates are very, very low right now.
3%.
3%, that specific offer.
Yeah,
so worth a shot. And
another thing to tag on to that, just because they say only 3 payments, don't sit around and not make your 4th payment.
Oh, no,
the bank's not going to be quick in giving you any documentation. You make the 4th payment and you have an attorney, and you make sure your attorney's calling and pushing for that final modification, because it's not just going to appear.
Thank you so much, Attorney Garcia. Once again, that number on the screen is 888-88-LEGAL. Give us a call. The consultation's free.
I want to bring in Attorney Reyes. You wanted to say something?
No, I was just wondering, does that vary with banks? Is it like the bigger banks are offering better types of forbearance, or how does that work?
Great question. It does vary per bank, but what I'm seeing now is the smaller banks are actually working a little more closely and tailor their forbearances and their modifications per individual more so. When I refer to the general letters, that was from the huge banks. These more tailored letters are from the smaller banks.
Thank you so much, Attorney Garcia and Attorney Reyes, for that question. Ladies and gentlemen, we do have to come to a short break, but we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. We have more information. Isn't that right, Jennifer?
That's right. I thought this was our last segment. Usually it's the other way around. Clearly this is Monday because I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. But I will be right back after the break. We're going to continue to talk to Attorney Reyes regarding mediations, and we're also going to continue to talk about forbearance. And I want to touch briefly about foreclosures. We'll be right back after the break.
I know you're home right now asking yourself, how? How will I pay my rent, my mortgage, my bills, my credit card debt? I'm attorney Alexis Garcia with PraDa Law. I've personally helped people with financial problems over the last 10 years. I understand what you are going through. We saw people lose it all in the 2008 financial crisis. You don't have to lose it all. The consultation is free. Call us now. I will help protect what you have built. You have nothing to lose by calling us. Call us now. These are trying times. This deadly virus is affecting our health, economy, jobs, our small business owners. Bankruptcy protection may be able to save assets and immediately stop your creditors from harassing you. Small business owners, employees of business of any size, we know you need help. Call us now. We will help you get back on your feet. Don't wait until it's too late. This is the time to call.
Sé que estás en la casa ahora mismo preguntándote cómo voy a pagar la hipoteca, la renta, los biles, las tarjetas de crédito. Soy la abogada Jennifer Pratt con PraDa Law. Yo personalmente he ayudado a las personas con problemas financieros durante los últimos 10 años. Yo entiendo por lo que estás pasando. Vimos cómo la gente lo perdió todo durante la crisis financiera del 2008. No tienes que perderlo todo. Llama ahora. La consulta es gratis. Te ayudaremos a proteger todo lo que has construido durante todos estos años. Sabemos que estos son tiempos difíciles. Este virus mortal está amenazando nuestra salud, nuestra economía, nuestros empleos y a los propietarios de nuestras pequeñas empresas. La consulta es gratis. Llame ahora. Te ayudaremos a recuperarte. No esperes hasta que sea demasiado tarde. Llame ya.
Welcome back to PraDa Law Live. I'm Jackie Mendez. It's Monday. Thank you so much for joining us. I want to remind everyone who's watching, all our viewers, whether it be YouTube or Facebook Live, please like, please share, subscribe. You know, you never know when you may be either helping yourself with this information or helping someone else that you know, a loved one, a friend. So please go ahead, click that like button, share it. You're helping a lot of people when you do it. Ladies and gentlemen, the number on the screen is 888-88-LEGAL. We're going to get back into the conversation. This is the last segment of today's show. So, Jennifer, kick it off.
That's right. Last segment, we've been talking bankruptcy, forbearances, and talking about the people that are behind with their mortgage. Of course, loan modifications are definitely an avenue that you can take. Attorney Garcia, we can also use Chapter 13 to bring ourselves current?
Yeah, absolutely. Because what I don't like about these informal forbearances that I was reading in my clients' letters is that you are at the mercy of the bank to repay what you're behind when the bank says. What if you're $15,000 behind? How long are they going to give you to pay that? A bankruptcy will give you 5 years to repay that $15,000, and the bank can say they don't want it in 5. That's not for the bank to decide. That's for the bankruptcy code. Additionally, if getting current is just not possible, a loan modification through a Chapter 13 bankruptcy is very beneficial because it's done through mediation, and there's a mediator, there's a neutral person in that case who's attempting to bring the bank and this individual together into some sort of plan that this individual can afford. Sorry.
Thank you so much, Attorney Garcia. 888-88-LEGAL.
Talking about mediation, Attorney Reyes, the name of your mediation company again?
Happy Endings Mediation and Divorce Services.
I absolutely love
Because it's a happy
name.
endings to your divorce.
Very clever. Very, very clever.
Absolutely love the name.
Thank you.
And talking about the economy, and I know that it's something that's very common in a divorce, is that there's usually a marital home, and maybe there's a few God bless you. But there's usually at least one home, and usually one of the parties is going to keep it. Could be the mother with the children, or it could be the man, depending on the situation. And I know that oftentimes one of the points of contention, I know because I'm litigating this right now in one of my cases, is the fact that the man is willing to leave the home to the woman, no problem. And of course, she's happy to have him sign a quitclaim deed and pay him whatever little money she's got to pay him to get him off. But we want him off the loan. He wants his credit freed, and he wants to be able to purchase his own home one day. So with that being said, selling a home, or I'm sorry, refinancing a home, I should say, is is a very common thing that can get done at mediation. What's happening right now with folks not having jobs, not being able to afford, but not able to qualify, I should say, for a refinancing? So what happens? Are people just finding themselves having to sell their homes at mediation? Not at mediation, but as part of their settlement agreement?
I'm seeing that more people are inclined to sell their home. Right now is a seller's market, so they're going to get the most value for their home anyways. So it's kind of hard to have one person qualify for a refinance when they're furloughed or, you know, they've lost their job. So it really, again, it depends on every case. Every case is different, but selling is always the better option, at least right now, for sure.
Right. Or if they're in a forbearance behind because of COVID, I don't think
That's
you can refi, right?
Right,
Yeah.
right. Or going from and especially you're going from a two-person household married to a one-person household. So now to qualify, that's another obstacle that they might face. Yeah.
Thank you so very much. Once again, the number on the screen is 888-88-LEGAL. The first consultation will be free.
And one of the things that is really important for folks to know about mediation is that not only in pretty much every family case is it going to be mandatory, but in these mediations, everything is confidential, correct?
That's right. Everything that's discussed with the mediator and the parties with the attorneys is confidential, and then the entire mediation itself is confidential. So people are able to speak freely. They're able to make offers and push the envelope a little bit because they know that in court they can't say, well, in mediation they offered this, so why aren't they offering it now? So it gives people more leverage and the ability to speak freely.
What has been one of the more rewarding, without getting into specifics, one of the more rewarding mediation stories that you can share with us with regards to something that you walked out of there and you said, wow, I really made a difference in these people's lives? Anything? And I hate to put you on the spot. We can come back to you, but just curious to know, because I know with mediation, you know, what you're doing is you're facing the bull head on, right? And I know right now we're doing lots of things in via Zoom, but when they were in person, I mean, it can get pretty emotional. Even when the parties are separated, it can get heated, right? Is there any particular mediation where, I don't know, maybe the parties hugged it out at the end, or am I just dreaming?
No, actually, it's funny that you say that. I mediated a case where the couple was married like 40 years, which I thought was crazy, that they're getting a divorce.
After 40 years?
After 40 years, and they were in separate rooms, and the wife was just like, I just want one thing. I'm like, oh God, what am I gonna have to go in there and say? She's like, I just wanna see him one more time, and I just wanna hug him and thank him. Thank him for the 3 blessings, which are my kids. And I go, okay. So I went back to the other room and I had to tell him, listen, she'll sign the agreement, but just one thing, she just wants to hug it out. She needs closure. That's what she needed.
Oh my God, I'm gonna tell you.
So they hugged it out. The attorneys were like freaking out about it. The attorneys were like, no, I don't know. I go, guys, it's fine. So they hugged it out, and that was it. They signed the agreement, and that was the end of it. Yeah.
Attorney Garcia, please, you got to her.
That's really
I'm a sucker for stories like that.
Wow, that's
So it was a
beautiful.
happy ending mediation.
That is just a beautiful story. Sorry, I mean, you know, it's definitely emotional, but and very. Ladies and gentlemen, give us a call. The consultation is free. 888-88-LEGAL. Obviously, the hearts of the attorneys are in the right place. So don't go ahead and give us a call.
Don't worry, she's not going to cry in court, though. All right, I promise you that.
In bankruptcy, I deal with your debts. I have no love for any banks, okay? We're getting rid of all of your debts, and that's it. I won't cry about it.
Attorney Reyes, the name again of your company, and how can we reach you if we want to mediate with you?
So it's Happy Endings Mediation and Divorce Services, and our website is happyendingsfl.com.
Thank you so much, Attorney Reyes, for being here on the show. We hope to see you tomorrow. And ladies and gentlemen, it is the last segment of the show. I want to thank Attorney Reyes once again, and of course our partners here at PraDa Law, Attorney Garcia and Attorney Pratt. I'm Jackie Mendez. I'm your host for PraDa Law Live, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Ain't that right, Jenny?
That's right. Oh, she called me Jenny. Ooh! Don't get the Jenny show started. That's right. We'll see you guys tomorrow on our family show. Have a wonderful week. Thank you very much for tuning in, and give us a call, 888-88-LEGAL. We'll be back tomorrow.